What up, YouTube? It's your boy Ricky Rick, and your boy Ricky Rick is back with another Ricky Talk. And today is June 10, 2023. In case you didn't know, now you know. And I just got out of the theaters and I came straight home from watching Transformers Rise of the Beast. And I gotta say, um, coming out of that theater, I left happy. I don't want to say Transformers Rise of the Beast is the best Transformers I've seen, and it's not the worst Transformers I've seen. Because I've seen Transformers where I'm just like, whoa. I remember I skipped a day in class to go watch the very first Transformers movie. I skipped going to class. I went to the theaters because I needed some me time, and I went to the theaters and I watched this movie, and I was just like, whoa. And then the last time I seen a Transformers movie, the last couple ones, I think like the Transformers or something of the night, I found it very boring. I remember I just kind of tuned out. And I was just like, yeah, this franchise is dead. When I heard that Transformers were coming out with another movie that was not a prequel, not a sequel, but a little bit of everything, I was a little bit interesting because the last movie that I saw, I believe, was Bumblebee. And I thought that maybe they might continue that with a trilogy with Bumblebee 2, Bumblebee 3, But they went back with the whole crew together and they brought up this idea of Beast Wars. When I heard Beast Wars, I was like, man, I remember when I was in middle school or in elementary when this came out. And I remember that was one of my shows. I remember watching these. So I was excited, But as now that I've seen the movie, there was some elements that I did not what I thought it was gonna be. I thought like Optimus Prime and his crew were gonna become, instead of cars, maybe now take the form of beasts, and that's not the case. Um, with that said, I'll tell you things that I liked about this movie. Number one, I think the thing that saves this movie the most is Pete Davis' performance as Mirage. Mirage will become a fan favorite in this film. Surprising move. They, spoiler alert, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In case you didn't want to know any spoilers, I'm about to give out a spoiler right now. Bumblebee, who happens to be a fan favorite in the franchise since the beginning, got his own spinoff. They decided to make the move of killing this character off somewhere in the beginning of the movie. Not right away, but somewhere in the beginning. And he comes back at the end. And that's not really a spoiler because if you've seen the trailers and you pay attention to the trailers, you'll notice that while you're watching this movie that there's more scenes with Bumblebee going to take place. And they kind of hint through it as the movie progresses. Another thing that's really cool about this movie is the time it takes place. It takes place in 1994. And there's a lot of great hip-hop playing around that time. Another thing that I like about this movie, I feel like the human aspect, mainly the Noah character who's being played, the Noah Diaz character who's being played by Anthony Ramos. I think he did a good job playing his character, the bond that he has with his brother, his mother, and we get to spend a little time with him and see what his daily struggles are and the bond between him and Mirage. I did not feel as connected as Shy with his franchise, with Bumblebee or Optimus Prime, but it was enough to okay, they're building something. Another thing that I liked about this movie was the fact that they introduced new characters, new Transformers that I'm not familiar with. So that's another thing that I think that saved this movie. And then another big spoiler here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Something different that stands this stands out from this movie compared to the other ones is what they're doing with the final scene. At the beginning of this movie, we're learning that Anthony Ramos, as Noah Diaz, is trying to apply for a job because he wants to help the family make some money in order to take care of the little brother and for his mom not to work as much. So back at the end of this film, the back half of this film, towards the end, the final scene, we get a little Noah Diaz going once again to an interview to only be given a job offer working for a particular company on the DL, on the down low, hush hush, and a car is being given to him, and we don't see the car right away. This guy ends up, who he's talking to, moves a picture frame, opens a hidden back door where it leads to him to this facility. And as Noah Diaz looks at the card, it reads G.I. Joe. So they're bringing the G.I. Joe and the Transformers together. So no surprise there with everybody doing their own cinematic universe. That's where everybody's leading to. That's where the money seems to be going. So that's something that stands out different. Maybe, by bringing two franchises who are probably dead in the water. Because if you think about G.I. Joe, if you think about Transformers, you think about Terminator and some of these franchises that were once big blockbusters and now dying and trying to find ways to revive it because you have many things you can do with it if you do it right. So we'll see what happens, man. I left out of theater. I wasn't too crazy about it because you think about the last G.I. Joe movies that came out. You got G.I. Joe with Channing Tatum, G.I. Joe 2 with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Then you have the Snake Eyes movie, which really, really was bad from what I heard from other people and all the reviews that I read about that movie. And then the final couple Transformers movies that we got, it's just like this was dead underwater. So the fact that this movie wasn't that bad, we got characters that we like. Another thing that makes this movie different compared to the other Transformer movies is what they do with Optimus Prime, who is not a big fan of humans. He doesn't trust them, doesn't want to work with them. And that's one thing that Noah Diaz and Optimus Prime actually have in common and throughout this film. They're both trying to protect their own. Diaz is trying to protect his family and the world that we know as Earth, and Optimus Prime is trying to protect him and his crew, and also protect this one key that will help his crew go back home. So, yeah, overall, I enjoyed the movie. The other thing that makes this movie different from the other Transformer movies is that one issue that I always had with all the other Transformer movies is that those big battles at the end, I can never tell who was the bad guys and who were the good guys. I just saw a lot of things happening in front of my eyes, and I'm just like, I can't make it out because there's so many things happening. But you just know at the end the good guys are going to win. And in this film, you can actually tell who's the good guys, who the bad guys. So that's one thing that was interesting. And for the first time in the Transformers movies that I can think of, one of the main humans gets to be a Transformer. He gets this Transformer armor around him and he gets to go for a test drive, kind of like Iron Man, which was pretty cool. So this movie, I'll say it's right down the middle. Do I recommend you guys check it out theaters? If you want to, if you guys not got nothing to do and you feel like going to the movies, this is definitely something that you can check out. Definitely have some fun, probably some laughs here and there. And if you're a fan of Transformers, I think you guys will enjoy it. Like I said, it's in the better side of the good Transformer movies and all the new things that they're bringing into this franchise. There is a post-credit scene that is revealed right after the main movie ends. I think it waits a few seconds and then boom, you get this extra scene where it reveals the fate of a Transformer, whether they're dead or alive. A lot of Transformers dies in this movie, so a lot of the good guys died, actually. That's a spoiler. I won't say the names, but I will review the person that does get brought back, which were a few of them. One of them I already spoiled for you. Ready for the last spoiler? 5, 4, 3, Towards the end, Mirage takes a hit for Diaz, and Diaz gets to, like I said, become like Iron Man, embodies his suits and goes for a ride, and joins Optimus Prime for the final fight and protecting the Earth. And at the end, Mirage keeps his promise, as he mentioned earlier throughout this film, that if Noah helps the Autobots retrieve this key, he will return the favor by transforming into any car that he wants, so he can sell and make money to protect his family, his loved ones, helping out with the bills and stuff. But in the scene itself, we get Noah's character saying that this car is special. He's keeping this one. And then we later find out that Mirage is alive. So, is there a sequel? I think there will be a sequel. I don't know how the whole G.I. Joe and Transformer crossover is going to happen. I don't know if you guys are excited about that. Are you guys looking forward to that? Did you guys enjoy this movie? If you guys saw it already, I just saw it today. So if you guys enjoy it, let me know your guys' thoughts with a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't subscribed already. We made it to 300, so we're on the road to 400 now. Can we make it happen? I know we can with your guys' help. I appreciate the love and support as always. This was a Ricky Talk, Transformers, Rise of the Beast. If I'm not making you laugh, not making you smile, not keeping you entertained, your boy Ricky Rick ain't doing his job. And you already know your boy Ricky Rick does his job, because I always give you something to think about. I can always give you something to talk about. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Your boy Ricky Rick. I'm out.